What happens when travel meets vibe coding? In this video, I'm going to show you how to build your very own hotel booking business using one API and one vibe coding tool. Here's the site that I actually build from start to finish. You could pick any city in the world. There's over 2 million stays available. You get instant access to live data, all done through one API. And I didn't just build out the front end, I built out the whole booking system where you can actually go in, reserve your hotel, and get paid. This is a done for you step-by-step tutorial. First things first, we got to talk tech. So we're going to be using Base 44, which is a vibe coding web-based tool. And then we're going to be using the liteAPI. This is the fastest way to build travel apps because you get all of the live data. And here's the best part. This is 100% for free. So just go to liteapi.travel. All the links are below. You guys could try it. Get started for free. Just log in with your Google account. Everything is done by liteAPI. They run the backend, they run the customer service, they do all of your bookings for you. All you do is you collect a commission that you set yourself. I want to create a hotel booking website. And of course, we need to get a design. So we're just going to go over to our reliable friend Dribbble, and we're going to type in hotel site, which is going to use some inspiration. So let's see, we got hotel site. Ooh, I kind of like this design right here, actually. We got flights, we got hotels, but let me look at some others. Where you going, add dates and guests. Actually, this is super clean. So let's do this. Let's grab this guy here. And we're going to use this as inspiration in Base 44. I'm going to include that image. So you could just use any type of images if you have. If you have a designer, even better. But we're just going to upload that image. And then what I want to do is I want to start with, let's start with the UX and UI. Here is some inspiration. We're going to use the liteAPI to connect all data after. And here we go, up and running, just like that. Really simple. What's great about Base 44, if you guys haven't played with it, is they actually not just have this front end UI to build and vibe code front end. You can actually do all of the back end directly inside of Base 44. It's built in. So they have all of the integration, your authentication, backend, storage, security, environments variable, everything is already inside of Base 44, so you don't have to go to any external services. This is definitely a huge plus. I'm a big fan of a lot of other tools, and I've tried probably 60 at this point if you guys have been watching my videos, but I've been playing with this one more and more because I really want to put it to the test, and so far it's passed everything. Some errors when it comes to actually getting a bunch of the more complex backend API, but it's all fixable, and I've gotten everything fixed, and I've already built out of some pretty complex stuff. So, and of course, if you guys like these types of videos, I run a community called AI Builders. We have 547 members in here. This is a vibe coding community that I created. We have all kinds of different training in here, starting with your foundation if you're just starting with vibe coding, and then also building out your first project from start to finish, ideation, lovable building, and then we also use React Native. We're also going to have more training on Base 44, and then launching, which is the most important part. All of these have many modules with many videos, but the most important value is the community. So we have a ton of people actually launching stuff. So for example, Cheryl, she'll remember if she's watching this. She just launched her first product. It's a Shopify integration. We also have Emmanuel. He just launched his product. It's a phone validation application, and so on and so on. We have people actually building real product in here. So if you're interested, a little selfless plug, we'd love to have you in there. So I actually have a business running on the liteAPI called Zello, and you guys could check that out yourself. So this is a full booking site that I built, and I'm just going to show you how to actually do it. Damn, this is sick, actually. Voyage. I love that name, actually. I don't know if it's taken, but we'll definitely check. Where every journey becomes an adventure. Where are you going? We got dates, checkout dates, and then how many guests. So this actually is beautiful. Let's see what happens if I type something in. Obviously, we don't have any live data yet, but that's going to be the next step. But let's just see if it actually goes to a, oh, it does actually go to it. Okay, perfect. So it actually built out the hotel's detail page, which we're going to connect the data. That's really nice. Damn, this is really clean. It's got some animations. Look at this page. This is with one prompt. I mean, you saw what I said. Oh, it already created the bookings page. It's got discover. It's even got an account. And then log in and log out. So let me show you this one thing inside of Base 44. which I think is the most impressive part when it comes to vibe coding, is this dashboard. So right out the gate, it sets everything up for you. You could already see it already created a user admin with my account. It's got the data. It already put all of the hotel data, which is placeholders for now, but it did this without you having to say anything. It's also got analytics built in. Obviously, you can connect your domain, and it has also security. So you can already see it's going to have all of our RLS information, and we're going to basically do a security check there. Then you have access to your code base, and then also you have your logs, your API, and then different settings for authentication, and also your environment's variable. So this is going to be very important because we're going to be adding the liteAPI. So let's do that next, actually. So right now we have a good starting point. So once you log in and set up your liteAPI, like I mentioned, you just have to connect your credit card. That's not going to get charged. It's 100% absolutely for free. And you come into the development tools. This is where you have your bookings, you have your customers once you start going. This is a white label solution. So out the box, if you connect the domain, you'll have a website. But right now I'm showing you the custom version where it's proper vibe coded, and we're actually going to be using the API to get data to make our own website, not use their white label solution. So we're going to go into API docs right here. And also we have our API keys. So these are the most important parts. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy this sandbox key. We're going to go into, so we're going to go into secrets. We're going to add key, and we're going to call this liteAPI underscore key. And then we're just going to paste that in there and then add that secret. So now we have that inside. And then we're going to go back to liteAPI. And now the key with this is you need to use their API documentation. There's a lot of different ways you could do this. There is, for more of the technical people, there's also SDKs available with many different languages. So there's Node.js, there's an MCP servers, Java, Python, Go, and all the rest. But for us, what we're going to do is we're just going to go to API documentation. And then all we have to do on the left side here is you have to look at these endpoints. So as you can see, there's places, there's hotels, there is hotel rates. So all of this has all the API information. If you're a beginner, I'm going to include a document below that you can literally just copy and paste. But essentially what it does is it takes the most important things you need to get this site functioning and give it all the features, which is doing the search first and then retrieving all the search data, okay? So I have that document prepared, which I made for you, which is right here. So now we're going to copy this, and then we're just going to go back into base 44, and we're going to say this. I want you to next set up this API endpoints. I have added the key inside NVM variable. So it knows that it's going to have the key already inside the system. And then all we're going to do is we're going to paste that in there. And what this will do is this will basically set up everything that's on this website. So it's going to set up the search. It's going to set up our check-in and checkout dates, and then it's going to set up our guests. But that's how it's going to work. And then we're going to go and do hotels detail page, and then we're going to set up the whole booking flow. So you guys are going to be able to literally have a full working website. And let me give an example of what a final site looks like. So here's our site. So if I type in Las Vegas, and for let's say tomorrow, we're going to hit search. And now we have, this is our site, and this is the white label. So if you sign up for liteAPI, you can literally set this up in a matter of an hour and have it up and running. And then here's the hotels detail page. You could see availabilities. Look at that. Lowest rates in the biz. Not always the lowest always, but you get really, really good rates because what liteAPI does is it goes directly to the hotels. So it's a public API, and liteAPI has made deals with the hotels directly. So it's skipping up the middleman. You know those big OTAs, the online travel agencies? Yeah, so check it out. So we can go select room. We can go choose room. And then you can basically go through the booking flow. Put your name, put your information. And once this is completed, you're going to get paid. It's as simple as that. And the great thing is inside of liteAPI, you can actually just go in and set your rates. So you could say, hey, I want to make 5% on every booking, or I want to make 10% on every booking. That's the idea with this. They handle everything for you. So that's a little bit of context of how that works. All right, let's see if this thing is almost done. And we should have a live website pretty much with live data. And all there is left is check security, make sure the payment processing works, and publish our site to a domain. Check everything that works on base 44, and you're up and running. And a custom site. So I'm literally showing you a custom solution. This would have taken me, and I've done it before, normally this took me about 3-4 days of vibe coding and trying to piece all this stuff together in other tools. With base 44, it's as simple as this. Literally one prompt, get the look and feel with inspiration, and then drop in this API text, connect the API key, and it's done. And you're gonna see it right now. And I must say, I've built probably 10 of these travel sites, and this one just looks so clean. I think it's also that image, but damn, it's nice. All right, it finished everything. So that took about 3.5 minutes. As you can see, all I did was I gave it the prompt. Here it says search bar, search results, hotels details. So let's try it. Let's try Las Vegas. And this should be live data. Let's do the 19th to the 20th. And then we have 2 guests and hit search. Fingers crossed. On the first try, I already know it's working. Oh, look at that. Crazy, man. With pricing too, as you can see right here. Incredible. Look at the rates, 1645. That's amazing. And it pulled in all the reviews, the actual review score, but not the full reviews, which we can get. So the great thing about it is once you have the shell, right, this is kind of the foundation, is you can then go in and add so many different things because this API has insane amount of info. So there is hotel facilities, all the details of what the facility has, the different hotel types, what chains they belong to, all of the loyalty program, rewards program. I mean, there's quite a lot of stuff that you can do. And then the thing that's actually the most fun, which I think is very unique, is inside is you could actually have like AI enabled context search. So you could search for stuff like, I want only hotels with red carpets, or I want hotels with a spa and a jacuzzi and a tennis court, like context stuff. They're developing that right now, and that's all going to come soon. So that part is very exciting. I can't wait to implement that into our business. So let's see if it's got the hotel detail view. If I click on this, okay, so not hotel details yet. So next, what we do is we need the hotel's detail page. And this is where it gets fun. So if you go back to liteAPI, you just have to go in and be hotels. And then check this out, get the details of a hotel. And just like that, we have the hotel details page. And all you have to do, there's a lot of different ways. If you're, for example, I'm going to use shell, which is just the curl request. But if you guys are into APIs, there's obviously Node. There's all the different languages that you could use to get your API keys. So it doesn't have to be built using a specific one. You could build it with all of them. So let's just put a dummy key. And then let's actually go in and get an example. So all we're going to do is we're going to copy this, copy that, and then we're going to go to base 44 and say this. Next, I want you to add the hotel's detail page when I click on a hotel card. Here is the API request and response. So we're going to paste the request, and then we're going to go back in, and then all we're going to do is we're going to grab this one, which is the actual response. Ooh, this has a lot of stuff. You know what? Let's see if it can take it. It's a big context, but it's going to include all the hotel details. And here's the response. We're going to paste that in there. Wow, it did take it. That's incredible. So base 44 has a large context window, I can tell you right now, because I've done this in other tools, and I need to actually break it down. It doesn't take it all in. So now we should have hotels detail view, and there's a lot. So as you can see, we have, I mean, everything. All of the reviews, all the hotels details, the different rooms, all of the amenities, the user reviews, the user feedback, there's a sentiment score, all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's wait for this to finish. All right, and just like that, we now have our data, and let's see if we have our hotel's details. So let's go to San Diego. Let's pick 18th to the 19th, hit search. Let's pick a nice hotel. Let's check the Embassy Suites. And there it is. Ooh, that's beautiful. In a matter of minutes. Seconds, actually. How crazy is this? I mean, this honestly would have taken a developer months of work and tens of thousands of dollars if they even got access to this data. Everything is in here. Look, even the reviews got pulled in. It's got the sentiment score. It's got all of the facilities, the reviews. Look at these, 8.3 cleanliness, service, location. This is all pulled in from the API. It's got all the different policies, pets friendly, or not pet friendly. Oh, we're definitely not staying there. We got overview, and then we also have our rooms. So we need to definitely select. So let's see if we actually select the dates. So we need to make sure those are connected. 2 guests. Oh, there it is. So it does pull the rates in. That is crazy. Look at this. These are all the rooms available. So let's take another look. Let's do something different. Let's do New York. It's got a little pull down too, which is really nice. So let's do 24th to the 25th. Let's find some nice place in New York City. You know, we need something really fancy. Yeah, so obviously we can put filters. You can do all kinds of different things for the actual one. And here's the hotel. And then we have the rooms once we select our date. So we need to just connect that data piece to just make sure it keeps our date selected. So let's say that now. When I select my location, dates, and hotel, make sure to save that information on the hotel's detail page so I automatically see all of the rooms available. Perfect. So that's the next little fix. So definitely get rid of that. And then also we can obviously change the dates in here, but we should automatically show the rooms. So let's just go back home and do another search really quick. Let's try Paris. And it's worldwide. There's over 2 million stays. That includes hotels, Airbnbs, different hostels, different bed and breakfasts. All right, let's check out this place. Looks fancy. See, now it saves it. Look at that. And there's our rates. Just like that. Everything works. So now we have our dates here, and we can obviously modify these dates. So now we have our next room. So here it is. We can click this one. We can obviously add more information in here. So now the price updates, which is great. Okay, so next let's go in and actually go back to the API and then look at the booking. So if you go here, it says booking a room. So the process of booking a room is you need to request the room rates, which we have. Then it's called pre-booking. So we need to pre-book a room and then we need to actually book it. So pre-booking a room gets our offer ID. This is going to be created by us clicking the selection of the room and then pre-booking it. So let's do this. Let's copy that. Actually, let's get this markdown. Copy the markdown. Then we're going to go back in here and we're going to say, next, I want to start the checkout process, period. When I click book, there are 2 steps. We first need to go back and then click on booking a room. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy the markdown right here. And then we're going to go back in and then say, after you have the, what was it called? The offer ID, let's complete the booking as shown here. Actually, I need to grab it really quick. I didn't copy it. Booking a room. So copy the markdown and then, and off we go. And this will be the last step. And now this should all connect everything from start to finish and get us to the whole end where we can not only find the room, get the rates, but we can actually go through the booking flow. Okay, so next, if you go hit reserve now we have our booking completion with name, email, all the guests. And then also down here, as you can see, there's a payment method. We don't have this set up yet, so we need to definitely add that part. But then outside of that, once you hit pay, let me just add a name, hit pay, and that should complete the whole process. All right, we're getting super close. So the last piece is what we need to do is we need to actually go in and connect our liteAPI payment SDK to accept payment. Really simple. We're just gonna go in, we're gonna grab our markdown, copy markdown, we're gonna go into Voyage and we're gonna say, next, I want you to connect the liteAPI payment SDK. Paste it in and hit go. Okay, and now it added it. So let's go in and try doing a search. So now we should be able to actually see our payment SDK on our last step. Let me just get to it really quick. And now we should be finishing off and be able to do sandbox. And then all we have to do is obviously set up domain and we should be good to go. Obviously do our security check, making sure that everything works. So now let's go confirm booking. So now we should bring up our payment. There it is. And then all we have to do is put in our 4 2s. That's the Sandbox credit card. If you guys aren't familiar, make sure you put a future date. So 26, CSV, and then zip code. And then we should see if this works. Let me open up Inspector. If you right click and go to Inspector, you're gonna actually see what is happening here. So we have quite a few errors, but let's just see what happens. This is all stuff we're gonna fix. So now we're gonna hit payment and fingers crossed. This is the first shot, so probably not gonna work yet, but we're gonna see what the problem is. Okay, so it looks like it is trying to run it, but the good thing is we have our payment already set up. So now we just have to debug it. And again, this is the process. If you guys are just starting, this is the game. But if you're familiar with this, then you already know. Right here, so I took a screenshot of the error from Inspector, got this error while finalizing payment. Let's see what it says. Well, we're definitely close. As you can see, this is the process. Now we just have to debug it. I don't want this video to go too long, but once this is all figured out, then everything is going to work. Most likely this is a domain issue because it's not registered yet. All right, let's try it on our live site. Give it the dates, 19th to the 20th. There were no more bugs, so I think we have a completed. There is our site. Let's go reserve. Put our info in for the final time. Confirm booking. There is our payment. Let's do our, oops, going a little too fast. And if the error is fixed, we should get a confirmation. Completing our booking. There it is, baby. Perfect. And there is our confirmed booking. All right, so now since everything is done, all there is left is to go into liteAPI, hit refresh, and check out all of our bookings. So I did a bunch of test bookings, and now look at this. Everything is connected. We got 10 bookings, $1,700. And it all works. Here's all of our bookings, all the different ones I did for the testing. And then the great thing is, so it's 1,700 total volume and you make $100 on those bookings. And the fun part too is once you come in here, you could actually go in and set up your commission. So this is what I was talking about. So you could do, for example, right now it's 6%, but you could do like a 10% markup and on every single booking. So they get such low rates that you're able to still make a really nice commission for your hotel booking business. So this completes the whole thing, and now we have everything in Sandbox. So the only thing left, again, set up a final domain, do all your security checks, and then switch over to production right here. Make sure you get your production API keys, swap those out, put those into base 44 or whatever you're building with, and you are done. But the last thing I want to show you, since I have you here, is the white label solutions. As soon as you sign up to liteAPI, if you click into white label, so what's really great is just by signing up and adding all your information, you can just set up a domain and you actually just have a full site that is instantly live. You don't have to actually set up a custom solution. Here it is. This site is live with my link, and you're able to just send this to friends, family, start booking, and start making money. So this is out the box, literally no code, and takes 30 minutes. And then I just showed you the fun vibe coded version also to customize it. So in another video, I'm gonna build an AI travel bot. I'm also gonna be doing some training about mobile development and show you all that other good stuff. So hope you enjoyed that. That's how you do it. It's as simple as that. Obviously, this was a very, very rushed version of what this actually looks like, but I wanted to show you the power of how simple we could set up a site. We can connect it to live data using liteAPI and actually build every single page of this. But as you've seen, there is a ton of endpoints. There is a ton of data that we can add to these sites. and make it custom. You could build AI chatbots for travel. You could make apps for the iOS store. I mean, whatever you want, it's unlimited. But I just showed you from start to finish how to set this up, debug it using Base 44. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. So definitely, if you guys are interested, check the link below. I'm always super grateful. I'm going to be using this more and more because I really do like it. The fact that they have everything in-house back here to even debug and make sure that everything works with your authentication, with your backend. And then all we have to do now is connect our domain, run our security checks, and we have a full system that all works within the liteAPI. And of course, if you guys want, definitely come hang out with the AI builders. We'd love to have you where you can actually join other people who are actually building their products, whatever it is. We have games, we have apps, we have SaaS businesses being launched every single day. And I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you in the next one.